Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to English Profiles Podcast. I am Mia, and oh my goodness, today is a very special day. I am so excited right now. Okay, listen. Think about this for 1 second. No electricity, no lights, no phone, no internet, just darkness. Can you imagine that? Well, one man changed all of that. One man gave the world the gift of electricity, and today, that man is right here with me. Nikola Tesla, everyone. Nikola, welcome to the podcast. We are so happy you are here.
Oh, hello, Mia. Hello, everyone. It is very good to be here. I hope we have a good conversation today.
Oh, we will. Nikola, today we talk about your whole life, everything. Are you ready?
I am ready. Ask me anything. Anything at all.
You heard him. Anything at all. Let's go, everyone. This story is something else. Okay, Nikola, let's go back. Way, way back. July 10th, 1856, a small village called Smiljan, Croatia. And I heard something crazy. There was a huge storm the night you were born.
Yes! Lightning everywhere. Thunder shaking the walls. And right in the middle of that storm, I arrived.
Born in a storm, and then you spent your whole life working with electricity? I mean, that is not a coincidence, right?
Maybe the storm chose me. Who knows?
I love that. Okay, tell me about your family, your parents.
My father, Milutin, was a priest. Very smart man, big library at home. But my mother Duka, she could not read or write. But Mia, she had the mind of an inventor. She built her own tools at home, made things with her hands that no one else could make. She was my first inspiration, always.
Wait, your mother could not read or write, but she inspired the greatest inventor in history?
Every single day.
Okay, you do not need a degree to be extraordinary. You just need curiosity and love. Nikola, what were you like as a little boy?
Very different. I had a very strong imagination. I could close my eyes and build a machine completely inside my mind. Every part, every detail. I could run it, test it, all in my head, without touching anything.
You could test a machine inside your head before building it?
Always. For me, it was completely normal. That is just how I thought.
That is not normal, Nikola. That is absolutely incredible.
Okay, and then there's the cat story. Tell me about the cat.
Yes, my cat, Makak. Beautiful black cat. One night, I was stroking his fur, and suddenly, sparks, light coming right out of him. I was maybe 5 years old. I stopped and asked my father, "What is this?" And he said, "That is electricity, Nikola, the same as the lightning in the sky."
A 5-year-old boy, a cat, one tiny spark. And that was the beginning of everything.
That was the moment. That little spark from a little black cat on a quiet night, that was where it all started.
You know what? Everything starts with curiosity, and this great man is proof of that. Never stop asking questions. Never stop wondering. Let your children ask again and again and again, because that one question, that one spark of curiosity can change everything. Think, wonder, ask questions, always.
Okay, Nikola. School. Tell me about school. Were you a good student?
In some things, yes, very good. Mathematics, especially. I could solve problems in my head before the teacher finished writing them on the board. My teachers thought I was cheating.
No, they thought you were cheating because you were too fast?
Yes, they could not believe a student could calculate so quickly. But I was not cheating. That was just how my mind worked.
The greatest mind in history accused of cheating in math class. Only Tesla. Okay, Nikola, but school was not all easy, right?
No, I had problems. I worked too much, too hard. In university, I studied from 3 in the morning until 11 at night, every single day. My professors wrote a letter to my father. They said, "If you do not take your son away from this school, he will work himself to death."
Gosh, your professors were worried you worked too much?
Yes, I could not stop. When I started something, I had to finish it, always. That was just my nature.
And your father, he wanted you to be a priest, right? Not an engineer?
Yes, that was his dream for me. But then I got very sick, very, very sick. I almost died, Mia. And I told my father, "Please let me study engineering. If you do this, I will get better, I promise."
And what did he say?
He looked at me and he said, "I will send you to the best engineering school in the world." And I got better. Just like that.
Wow. His father's one decision changed the entire world. Can you imagine if he had said no? Think about that. If his father had said no that day, we would still be sitting in the dark today and still exchanging messages through letters. Thankfully, his father said yes today. One yes was enough to illuminate the whole world. May God forgive him.
I think about that too sometimes. Everything in life. One decision. One moment. That is all it takes.
One parent, one yes, and the world got electricity. Never underestimate the power of believing in your child. Never. Look, people like Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein were initially ostracized by their teachers, classmates, and peers, treated as if they were stupid, incompetent, or even deficient. So if your children aren't doing well enough in their studies today, or if their teachers complain a lot, don't worry. Perhaps the school and teachers don't see that they will become geniuses in the future. As their parents, always stand behind them. Always.
Okay, so Nikola, you finished school, and then what? What was your first real job?
My first job was at a telephone company in Budapest. I was an electrical engineer. I loved it. I worked hard. And I kept thinking, kept asking questions, always.
And that is where something big happened, right? In Budapest?
Yes, one afternoon I was walking in a park with my friend, and suddenly, like a flash of light, the idea came to me. The rotating magnetic field, the key to the alternating current motor.
Just like that? Walking in a park?
Just like that. I grabbed a stick, I drew the design right there in the sand. My friend watched and said, "Nikola, this is going to change the world." And he was right.
One walk, one stick, one drawing in the sand. That changed everything.
Yes, that is how it works sometimes. The best ideas, they do not come when you are sitting at a desk. They come when your mind is free, when you are relaxed, when you are just walking.
Okay, are you hearing this? Go for a walk, people. Your best idea might be waiting for you outside. Okay, Nikola, so after Budapest, you went to Paris.
Yes, I worked for Edison's company in Paris. I was very good at my job. My bosses liked me. And then one of them said, "Nikola, you need to go to America. You need to meet Thomas Edison himself."
Thomas Edison himself?
Edison himself. And I thought, yes, this is my moment. America, the land of dreams. I was ready.
Were you scared?
Terrified. but also so excited. I was 28 years old. I had big dreams, and I was going to change the world. I was sure of it.
28 years old, alone, going to a country he had never seen before, with nothing but his mind and his dream. And look what happened. Look what he built from that moment. It is never too late, and you are never too young to start chasing your dream. Never. No matter how old you are, you see that it's never too late, so always chase your dreams and fight for them until you achieve them. This path includes being alone, penniless, but whatever happens, you must persevere and be patient. If you stay home and spend all your time scrolling through platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, you won't achieve anything. You won't reach any of your goals by sleeping all your time, never leaving your comfort zone, and never getting out of your soft bed. Unfortunately, most young people today are in this situation. If you are watching this video, we will continue making videos like this, hoping that you will be different from others. To support us, please like, comment, and share our videos with your friends.
Okay, Nikola, this is the moment everyone wants to hear about. You arrived in America 1884, 28 years old, and you went straight to Thomas Edison. Tell me everything. What happened?
Well, I had a reference letter from my boss in Paris. And in that letter, he wrote something I will never forget. He wrote, "I know two great men in this world. One is you, Mr. Edison, and the other one is standing right in front of you."
He wrote that in the letter?
Yes. So I walked in, young, nervous, holding this letter, and I handed it to the great Thomas Edison, the most famous inventor in the world.
And what did Edison do? What did he say?
He read the letter, he looked at me, and he said, "Okay, you can work here." That was it.
Just like that. No big welcome, no excitement.
Edison was not a man of big welcomes. He was a man of work. So I started working.
And how was it working for Edison?
Very hard. I worked day and night, sometimes 20 hours a day. Edison saw that I was serious, that I was good. And one day he came to me and said, "Nikola, if you fix my generators, if you make them work better, I will pay you $50,000.
$50,000? In 1884? That was a fortune.
Yes. So I worked for months, day and night. I fixed everything. I redesigned everything. And when I was done, I went to Edison and I said, "I am finished. The work is done. Now, about that $50,000.
And?
He laughed. He actually laughed. And he said, "Tesla, you don't understand American humor. It was a joke."
A joke? He said it was a joke?
Yes, no money, no thank you, nothing. Just, it was a joke.
This man worked day and night for months, fixed everything. And Edison said, "Just kidding." I have no words. I have no words.
I was very angry and very hurt. So I picked up my jacket and I walked out. I was done with Edison.
Good for you, Nikola. Good for you. You know what this taught me? Know your value. Always know your value. No one can take your talent from you, but do not let anyone take your dignity either. Walk away when you have to, just like Tesla did.
Especially if you are aware of your own abilities, never be afraid to leave. Don't think you can't find another job. You absolutely can. If you don't leave, they will think you are helpless and desperate, and they will continue to harass and exploit you as much as possible. Your feelings, your good intentions, and ultimately put you in the wrong. And this has happened to many of us. We stay in our jobs by sacrificing ourselves because our boss is in a difficult situation. But in the end, we are the ones who suffer and are blamed. So the moment you feel your feelings are being exploited, leave that job and get away from that environment. Don't be afraid. Never be afraid. You will find another job. And if you can't, you will start your own business. If you don't do this, you will be exploited by malicious, selfish people for the rest of your life.
Okay, so Nikola, you walked out on Edison, no money, no job. What happened next? What did you do?
It was a very dark time, yeah? I had no money, no job. And do you know what I did? I dug ditches in the street with a shovel.
You dug ditches? Nikola Tesla dug ditches?
Yes, $2 a day. And the worst part, the company I was digging for was Edison's company.
No, you were digging ditches for Edison's company after he cheated you?
Yes. That was my life at that moment. The greatest ideas in my head and a shovel in my hands. But I never stopped thinking, never stopped dreaming. Even in the street digging, I was still working on my ideas, in my mind.
That image, a genius digging ditches, that breaks my heart, honestly.
Do not feel sad for me, Mia, because that dark time did not last forever. Some people heard about me, about my work, and in 1887, 2 investors came to me. They said, "Nikola, we believe in you. We want to start a company, your company, Tesla Electric Company."
Finally.
Finally. And now I had a laboratory. My own laboratory. I could work on my alternating current motor, my real dream. No more Edison. No more ditches. Just me and my work.
From digging ditches to his own company in 1 year. That is what happens when you never give up. Even in your worst moment, keep going, keep working, keep dreaming, because everything can change, and it will, if you do not stop. Just focus. Focus on your goal. Focus on where you want to go. Imagine yourself succeeding and reaching that point. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, never give up and never surrender. No matter the situation, no matter how circumstances develop, just focus on your goal. Never compromise your goal for anyone. Never give up on your goal. Even if you are alone, penniless, or even hungry, just focus, be patient, be disciplined, and keep walking your own path. If you can't reach your goal with others, forge your own path, write your own book, start your own company, build your own factory, start your own business. Whatever your dream is, do it alone. If you don't give up, if it doesn't happen today, it will happen tomorrow, in a year, in 5 years, it will definitely happen. But if you keep going, one day you will definitely reach your dreams. The only condition is never give up.
Okay, so now you have your own lab, your own company, and you are working on alternating current.
And then someone very important came into your life, George Westinghouse. Tell me about him.
Ah, Westinghouse. He was a very successful businessman, smart, powerful. And he came to my laboratory one day, looked at my work, and he understood immediately. He said, "Nikola, this is the future. I want to work with you."
And what did he offer you?
$60,000 for my patents, plus $2.50 for every unit of power sold. It was a lot of money, a real partnership. Finally, someone who truly believed in me.
And Edison, how did he react when he heard about this partnership?
Oh, he was furious, completely furious. He could not accept that alternating current was better. So he started a war, Mia, a dirty war.
What do you mean, dirty?
He told everyone that alternating current was dangerous. He held public shows, and he electrocuted animals in the street, dogs, cats, even a circus elephant, all to frighten people, all to make them afraid of my work.
He killed animals just to scare people away from your invention?
Yes, that is what he did. But it did not work, because the truth is always stronger than fear.
And the big moment came. The Chicago World's Fair, 1893. Tell me about that night.
Oh, that night. Westinghouse won the contract to light up the entire World's Fair. And when the President of America pushed the button, 100,000 lights came on, all at once. The whole fairground glowing. People were screaming with joy, crying. They had never seen anything like it in their lives.
And that was your electricity lighting up the world for the first time.
That was the moment. Alternating current won. The war was over.
The truth always wins. It might take time. People might fight against you. They might try to scare you. But if what you have is real, if what you believe is true, it will win. It always, just like Tesla's light lit up the whole world that night. Imagine 100,000 lights on simultaneously. Incredibly exciting. The greatest light and illumination humanity has ever seen. That's what Tesla did. Despite the vile slanders, the ugly competition, Edison's unethical campaign, his lies and slanders, Tesla succeeded. If you do your job well and believe in your dreams, you will succeed one day, despite everyone. Nikola, things were going so well. The World's Fair, Niagara Falls, you were the most famous scientist in the world. And then everything changed. March 1895. Tell me what happened.
I was not at the laboratory that night. And when I came back, it was gone. Everything. My laboratory. Burned to the ground.
Everything?
Everything. All my machines, all my notes, all my experiments. Years and years of work. Gone. In one night. I stood there and I could not speak.
What did you do? How did you feel?
I told a reporter. What can I say? All the tools I spent my life building, gone in 1 hour. I wish it was only my money that was lost. But it was not money. It was my life's work.
And do you think, was it an accident or something else?
I never knew for certain, but I had many enemies. People who did not want my work to continue. People who were afraid of what I was building. I never found the answer.
The greatest laboratory in the world burned, and Tesla never knew why. That is one of history's great mysteries.
But Mia, I did not stop. I could not stop. Everything was in my mind. They burned my laboratory, but they could not burn my ideas. So I started again.
You just started again?
What else could I do? Give up? No, never. The work was too important. The world needed it. So I started again.
They burned everything he had. And he said, "What else can I do?" and started again. When life burns down what you built, you build again. Because your ideas, your knowledge, your mind, no one can ever burn that. No one.
Let's imagine this. You worked day and night for years, exhausted, sleepless, lonely, betrayed. You overcame every obstacle. You built your own company. You built your own lab. And then, one morning, you wake up, and everything is ashes. What is this? This is envy. This is jealousy. People cannot tolerate your success. They cannot accept it. Even your closest friends. Even the people you trusted the most. And here, right here, is the real reason Nikola Tesla's dreams were shattered. Edison. I believe he was a thief of another man's labor. Jealous, selfish. He did everything only for money, only for himself. So the lesson here is very clear, very clear. Do not tell anyone about your dreams. Do not tell anyone about your goals. Do not show your plans to anyone, not even your closest friends, because the greatest weapon you have is secrecy. If you truly want to succeed, work in silence, dream in silence, and let your results do the talking.
The last years of your life. This is the part of your story that is, honestly, very hard to talk about. You gave the world so much, and yet, your final years were very difficult. What happened?
The money ran out. My big dream, the Wardenclyffe Tower, my plan to send free wireless energy to the whole world, my investors stopped paying. The tower was never finished. And I had nothing left.
You had no money at all?
Nothing. I moved from hotel to hotel. I could not pay my bills. Sometimes I could not even pay for food. I was completely alone.
And you never married, no family, no children.
Now, I chose my work. I gave everything to my work. And in the end, I had my work. And my pigeons.
Your pigeons?
Yes, I loved pigeons. Every day, I went to the park and fed them. They were my friends. My only company sometimes. There was one white pigeon. I loved her very much. She came to my window every day. When she died, I knew something inside me died too.
Oh, Nikola. That really breaks my heart.
Do not be sad. I had a full life. I had my ideas, my work. I changed the world. Not many people can say that. And I am at peace with it.
January 7th, 1943. Hotel New Yorker, room 3327. You were 86 years old, alone. And that was your last night.
Yes, alone, but not empty. My mind was still full, still thinking, still asking questions, until the end. That is all I ever was. Just curious. Always curious.
The man who lit up the world died alone in a small hotel room, with no money, with no family beside him, but with a mind still full of ideas, still full of questions, still full of wonder. And I think that says everything about who Nikola Tesla was. He did not live for money. He did not live for fame. He lived for the work. He lived for us. Yes, Nikola Tesla truly lived for us, for humanity, to make this world a better place. He did not marry. He did not have children. He did not save money, because he was a man of principle. His greatest cause, his only cause, was to benefit humanity. And I am sure, I truly believe, if he had the chance, he would have made this world a paradise for all of us. Unlike so many of today's leaders, the wealthy, the powerful, the businessmen, Tesla was different, completely different. He was selfless. He gave his whole life, every single day, to humanity. Long live humanity. Long live the people who give without asking for anything back. Nikola Tesla was a hero, and heroes never really die. He lives in every light that shines tonight. He lives in every phone in your hand. He lives in every city that glows in the dark. And he lives in our hearts forever. And that was the life of Nikola Tesla, a boy born in a storm, a man who became the master of lightning, a genius who gave the world the gift of electricity and asked for nothing in return. Think about what he left us. Every light in your home, Tesla. Every electric motor, Tesla. The radio signals all around us, Tesla. The wireless technology in your phone right now, Tesla. And yet, most people do not even know his name. Most people have never heard his story. And that is exactly why we made this podcast today, so that you know, so that your children know, so that this name, Nikola Tesla, is never forgotten. And what can we learn from this man? So much. Work hard. Never give up. Even when you lose everything, start again. Even when people cheat you, keep going. Even when the world does not understand you, believe in your work. Believe in yourself. Tesla once said, "The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine." And he was right. The future was his, and the future is also yours. Thank you so much for listening today. If this story touched you, if something Tesla said stayed with you, please leave a comment below. Tell me, what was your favorite moment? What did you learn today? I want to read every single one. This is English Profiles Podcast. I am Mia. This was Legends of History, Episode 2, Nikola Tesla. Keep learning, keep asking, keep going, and I will see you in the next episode. Stay curious, always.
But think about this for a moment. Getting here to this modern world was not easy, not at all. Behind every light, behind every phone, behind every machine that makes our lives easier, there is sacrifice, there is patience, there is genius. And Nikola Tesla was one of those people. He had hundreds of patents, hundreds of inventions. And here's the thing that gets me every time. If Tesla had only thought about himself, if he had only cared about money, he could have been one of the richest people in the history of the world, easily, but that was never his goal. His only motivation, his only dream, was to make his work as useful as possible for humanity. So he spent every dollar he earned on new inventions. He paid his friends' debts. He gave up his copyrights so that his ideas could reach the world. He worked with such passion, such burning love for his work, that he never married. He had no children, and in the end, he left this world completely alone. That is the man we are talking about today. That is Nikola Tesla.